I started doing therapy and I changed therapists because the first one and the second one just didn't seem correct for me.
Yeah.
I didn't feel correct. But once I found the therapist that I found, I have been such a big proponent and such a ardent fan of what therapy can do, the process of it, because I also discovered that everything that was wrong in my life is necessarily I mean, the biggest thing to accept is to say that everything was a consequence of the decisions you made.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're always escaping now. So I think after that, once therapy happened, like, the funniest thing is there's a bit that I put out, the condolence calls, the 5 types of condolence calls.
Yeah.
It's even online. That bit, which is my special. So mom passed away on the 10th of February. I did that set. And you know my process. I don't write my jokes. I go up on stage with an idea and I perform it. Right?
Yeah. We're kind of similar in that way. Yeah, we kind of beat it out on the mic.
So I have an idea and an emotion, and I know where I want to get to. That's pretty much it. And then I just fix it on stage. And I remember mom died on the 10th of Feb 2016. On the 24th of Feb, which is pretty soon. It's literally 14 days.
That's just 2 weeks after. Yeah.
Yeah. I went on the old Cuckoo Club stage, which was near, down that road near, just after Carter Road, after Khao Gali, where I went there and I went up on stage and I did it. And that was my first almost therapeutic cry. Because I almost I teared up on stage. I got off stage and I had tears in my eyes because while it is a funny bit and I did it in my own rant,
it was too raw, I suppose.
Yeah, and I did it in my own ranting sort of style. Because what's funny, I don't have brothers or sisters, so I and dad passed away a really long time ago. So when mom passed away, I had to, or when she was in the hospital rather, I had to do a lot of the things myself. So, running to the municipal office, trying to figure the funeral, will, falana, dhimka, all of that I needed to do. I had help from friends.
But you were truly alone.
I had friends, like one of my friends, very good friends, just decided, okay, fine, we'll take the provisional death certificate that the hospital offers, that the hospital gives you, and we will go to the the municipal center to get the official death certificate, so you can take her to the crematorium, and we to the funeral place, which we took her to. So I had that kind of help, but I still was organizing and sorting, like, okay, you do this and you do that, and I remember, like, Adar going to my Masi's house to pick up some 90s for taking the body away and things like that. So I did have help in the physical aspect of it. But I think outside of that, it was pretty tumultuous, to say the least, to do it on my own. And also, my mom had put me in jeopardy because she had said that she wants to, have her last rites done the Parsi way, and the Parsi community had ostracized her, obviously, because she had married outside the community. And this is all in my special, which I invariably managed to turn into material.
Right.
So I think that the influence that she had needed replacement, and that replacement came to me through the idea of introspection, retrospection, which was introduced to me through therapy.
Right.
I would have never been able to do that because I was always anxious, I was always amped up, I was always and the starkest difference I can tell you is that I did a special in 2016 called What Are You Laughing At, where I'm standing up and ranting in the way that you have seen me do comedy.
Yeah.
Standing on stage, shouting, angry, that.
Yeah.
And in 2018, I did a special called What Are You Going Downhill, where I am sitting the whole time with pauses, very little anger bursts, and I think that that's just a clear reflection of what kind of person I became in a span of 2.5 years.